U.S. Army veteran and a longtime board member of the Greater Waco Interfaith Conference. Harris is a recent graduate of Baylor University with a degree in international studies. So he's going to be as awesome as his dad in a few years. Alan Harris.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. So whenever a Muslim says Assalamu alaikum, it just simply means peace be upon you. And when you say wa alaikum salam, you in return say peace upon you too. So those are the greetings if we learn about each other. So it may bring us together. And every time you have peaceful words for each other, regardless of your color, religion, or whatsoever, it brings people together. My name is Siddiq, and this is my son, Siddiq. So this day we're going to talk about the social responsibility in Islam. First, I'd like to talk about the Islam, that what is the basic beliefs of Islam. So as a Muslim, you have to accept the oneness of God. First of all, you have to accept oneness of God. There is no God but God, and Prophet Muhammad is a prophet, he's a messenger, he's servant, not our God. He's a messenger, just like Moses, and we believe Jesus as a Jesus. They were all messengers, and they brought same message from the same God, and we believe there is no God but one God, and we worship one God. We believe different ways, but our destination is one. We have chose a different way to get there, because there is no two gods. I bet there will be fight too if there were two. So what I said is we have chosen different ways to get there. In Quran it says, in chapter 2 and verse 63 and 64, that I will judge Jews according to their gospel, scripture, and I'll judge Christian according to their gospel, and I'll judge Muslim according to the Quran. Whoever does the righteous thing shall have their reward. Whoever does the righteous thing shall have their reward. We don't have a license to send people hell or heaven. Muslim has no license to send people hell or heaven. And I would ask, and always ask people, have you seen anyone return from hell or heaven and told you there? So it's a God's kingdom. Whoever he chooses to put in there, he will. No matter who you are. That's his kingdom. That's not our kingdom. He's the owner of the kingdom. I don't have a license. My religion doesn't have a license. My faith doesn't have a license to send people hell or heaven. He said, whoever does the righteous thing shall have their reward. So that's one of the pillars of Islam is charity, called zakat. So every Muslim is ordered to pay 2.5% of his gross income to the poor. If you are poor, you are a receiver. You are not obligated to give. So it says 2.5% of your gross income, give it to the poor. And it doesn't say give it to your church or give it to your mosque. And it says when you give the charity, start with your neighbors. And it doesn't specify that your neighbor has to be a Muslim. Start with your neighbors. And it becomes, and when Quran always addresses God, we call him Allah. It's an Arabic word, Allah. If you go to Lebanon, there's half of Lebanon is Christians. And they don't call God God, they call Allah, because they live in the country and they speak Arabic, but they are Christians. They call him Allah. So the Quran addresses God as a Rabbul, Rabb means God, Rabbul Alameen, Alameen, the universe. It doesn't say Rabbul Muslimin or Rabbul Christian or Rabbul Jews. It says Rabbul Alameen, the God of this universe. Every creature, every being, living being on this earth is a creation of God. So we as a Muslim are obligated to serve this creation regardless of their color, gender, or their faith. Person shouldn't be judged according to their faith. The person should be judged according to their deeds. That's what my religion teaches me. And it says, Lakum dinakum waliyadin. You keep your religion and let me keep mine. And let God decide who's the decider. We are not. Our job is here as a Muslim. It tells me hakukul ibad. There's two things in Islam. Hakukullah, the rights of God upon you, which He says, I will forgive you. Ask for repentance, I will forgive you. Then say hakukul ibad, mean God, the rights of others, the other living being on this, including animals and this earth. They have right on you. And I will determine your place in heaven or hell according to hakukul ibad, what you have done in this world. That's what our faith told us. So it's our social responsibility as a Muslim not to judge anyone. Not to judge anyone. I have to worry about myself. I have to worry about my family. I'm not sending no one to hell or heaven. It's not my job. I'm not the judge. And my faith teaches me that be an ambassador of your faith in this world. And how you can become an ambassador of your faith when you practice your faith. There is no religion on this earth. As for other religions, other faith blood, we have made those things up. Every religion has a basic morals, values. They have a basic teaching of high moral ground. Every religion doesn't teach us go and fight for my name. We hear the Jews are fighting for the Moses, Christians are fighting for Jesus, and we are fighting for Muhammad. But we have forgotten their message. What is their message? But we're fighting for their name. We shouldn't fight for their message either. If we implemented their message in our lives, we should be a reflection of our faith. So when you do this, there's a lot of, whenever you talk to any army veteran, no matter what you tell him, where you put him in the wedding, in the church, no matter where, he always brings those stories when he was in the army. So that's the nature of veterans. So there's a lot of stories in the army when I expressed my faith, which gave me a special treatment, then I would have hide my faith. I remember the story when I was stationed in South Korea, at the border of North Korea. Our post was right at the mountain and we can look inside the North Korean, that what they're doing. But every morning I'll wake up and make my prayer. Because Muslims are ordered to pray 5 times a day. Muslims are ordered 5 times a day, and there's a period of times where they can pray. So what it does, that every time I pray, I have to wash myself. My hand, my feet, my face, 5 times a day. In normal life, I wouldn't have done it. But I do it because of my faith. And what it does whenever I go and pray, so it gives me inspiration that somebody is watching me. So what will be my treatment to others? And when I say others, it doesn't mean Muslim. If I'm a Muslim, I'm not obligated to just serve Muslims. I'm obligated to serve the humanity. Because it said, Rabbul Alameen, the God of the universe. That is my responsibility as a Muslim, to serve humanity. No matter where the people are dying, innocent people are dying, it's my responsibility to speak. If I cannot speak, at least I feel bad in my heart. It depends in your resources, where you stand. If anybody is hungry in this world, it becomes my responsibility why he or she is hungry. Because it says, Rabbul Alameen, the God of universe. So there are so many other responsibilities as a Muslim, just like others. Christianity, Judaism, atheists, other people in other religions, Hindus, or whatever they are. Our goal is the same, to serve the humanity. But we have chosen the way we want to serve. If there is a human being, is a creation of God. So we should serve our fellow humans the way God has taught us to serve them, with kindness, open heart, no discrimination, black or white. I never heard the word black when I'm from Pakistan. I was born and raised in Pakistan. I never heard Islam is the only religion who denounce the color of skin. 1400 years ago, Prophet ﷺ has denounced. Our first person who made the call for the prayer was black. I never heard black and white when I was in my country. I heard black and white when I came to America. I never heard the different church, the black church, Hispanic church, and other church. No. I would like to come to visit our mosque and see every part of life, every part from different countries, white, black, yellow, white, whatever. I learned all those names here. I didn't know who's white, who's yellow, and who's black. I never learned because 1400 years ago, Prophet ﷺ said, white has no superiority over black, neither black has a superiority over white. Whoever does the righteous thing shall have their reward. So that's what Islam teaches me, that's what my faith teaches me. So I put Haris in the front because he's a young man, new generation, because a person like me, I have set my ways. We don't want to change. But I like to bring these young people that who may change this government of the United States to bring people, young people, in the Senate and the Congress and the President. We sitting dinosaurs up there, they need to go.
Hello y'all, I'm, as you guys know, Al's son here, Siddiq. I just graduated from Baylor University as well. And I usually go speak with Al in a lot of class settings as well at Baylor, so we have a nice little duo, like he's saying. I give it kind of a younger aspect, kind of a younger look, and he has his dinosaur ways as well, so it's a good combination, But no, seriously, in all seriousness, I'm so thankful. I'm sure you guys have known Al for a long time. I'm so thankful, so appreciative that this is my dad, like such a great role model to look up to. I'm so glad I can come to these events and speak with him as well. But going on to that, so younger generation, right? I grew up in Waco, we're from Waco. I didn't grow up with any other Muslim kids, you know? I went to school, I went to Christian school since I was in kindergarten. I even just graduated from Baylor, which is a Christian school, you know? But my father did that, or with my brothers as well, our father did that on purpose to really make us stronger in our own faith, you know? I feel like I've been to more masses or church services than our own service at the mosque, to be quite honest with you. But that has honestly made me such a stronger Muslim. I've been able to learn front and back the Bible. I've been able to learn everything I need to know about the Bible, I feel like. But every time I come here, there's always something new that I learn. You know, something about the service that I've not seen before. And the service you guys have here is beautiful, I'm going to be totally honest. But speaking of that, social responsibility in Islam, I think this is our social responsibility, what we're doing here right now today, talking to you guys, letting you guys know that we are, you know, regular people at the end of the day. I know we have a different religion. I know our beliefs might be a little different, but at the end of the day, we are very much alike. We're very much the same. And that's what my father wanted me to do, to go to these Christian schools whenever I was younger, let these kids know that you are just like them. You are just like them. One difference does not completely change your entire outlook on everything. So, with my 2 cents, my main thing that I like to really say is just try to be understanding. You do not have to believe, you do not have to accept, you do not have to do any of that. If you're just willing to understand where we're coming from, how we've grown up, what we believe, that's all I can ask. And I feel like if a lot more people did that, the world would be a lot more loving. I can promise you that. But that's my main 2 things that I like to talk about, is being understanding and just trying to understand. Because if you can understand, then you can love. That's for sure. Yeah.
You know, I like the people, Christian faith in Quran. It says, Muslim cannot be a Muslim unless she or believe a miracle birth of Jesus by Virgin Mary. That is in Quran. Word Jesus is mentioned more than Prophet Muhammad in Quran. There's a whole chapter in Quran about Maryam. We call her Maryam. Her name is Maryam. Jesus' name is Isa. That's what they called him in that in Middle East. So we don't have that many differences. If you look at the Jews and Christianity, which are more monolithic religion, has not very much difference. But I as a Muslim, my son, and we have social responsibility to tell people we are not enemies. We are here on this earth for a very short period of time. And if you think you're a Christian, you're going to heaven, or I'm thinking I'm a Muslim, I'm going to heaven, or Jews, we have the biggest illusion ever. I'm not in that illusion. That is my responsibility to share this earth with others. Because this earth wasn't created just for me, or just for Muslim, or Christians, or Jews. Like I said that before, the heaven and hell is the property of God. He is the owner. He is a colorblind. So if anybody thinks I believe in such and such faith, so I have a license, or I have a free ticket to go to heaven, I think it's an illusion. And I tell my fellow Muslims, that is a big illusion. And I always remember one joke is about this, that I'm the only one who's going to heaven. One day, in the day of judgment, this Christian guy comes to the door of the heaven and tells the angel, hey, where is my place? I'm here, I'm supposed to go into heaven. He said, yeah, go into such and such a room. But whenever you go in that room, be quiet, don't say nothing. I said, okay. So here comes the Muslims. He said, hey, I'm supposed to be in the heaven because I believe in Muhammad. And I believe in God, so I'm supposed to go in heaven. Where is my room? He said, your room is next to that room, but make sure when you pass that room, don't make any noise. He said, why? Because he thinks Christians are the only one who are in heaven. So that place is not to the particular places. So my message to all of you that live on this earth, share this earth, respect others, respect other religion like my religion teaches me. And if any of you have any question, we are more than happy to answer it.
I don't believe we have an active mic, but if people want to holler out, that simply works.
Listen, nothing will bother me, whatever you call me, because that's what Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad did. They didn't retaliate. They didn't get mad. They tried to bring understanding. So whatever burning question you have, whatever you have in your mind, please tell me.
I don't want to take your beautiful son away from you, but I am curious, what are your plans?
Yeah.
That you've graduated Baylor with
Yeah.
your degree?
So I just recently graduated with an international studies degree and a minor in Middle Eastern studies as well. So I'm sure, I don't know if you guys know all of our brothers, but my little brother and I are kind of doing the same thing. So it's a foreign embassy work, right? Going into the foreign embassies, working in the foreign service. But I am spending this one little last year with my parents here at home because, you know, I'm definitely I love my parents. But after that, then yeah, that is the plan. Eventually go into the foreign service and, you know, like he was saying, you know, we need young political leaders and I hope to be that one day as well.
See, my youngest son, that's what I taught my children. That's what my father told me. Don't die as an ordinary person on this earth. Do something that people will remember you with good names. Leave some legacy behind. My youngest son right now, he's working in the White House. Yeah, he works in the White House and he has got Wrangler scholarship. That means the government will pay for his master, then he will become a foreign officer for 5 years. So that's what my and my oldest son is in Chicago in the medical school.
What's really heavy on my mind, what keeps me up at night, it's not the war per se that's going on in the Middle East. It's not one side or the other. It's the children, the Palestinian children, the Jewish children that are being killed. It's just, I cannot fathom that.
I mean,
It's just a comment.
of course, either side, Israel or Palestinian, innocent life matters, no matter who they are, regardless of color or faith. We were silenced when Jews were slaughtered in the Holocaust. We were silenced. America was silent, and they are repeating the same thing.
The children are not
Yes.
responsible.
Yes, yes. I'm helpless. I can't do. Only thing I can do is pray. This all is in my power. And God is not blind. God is not deaf. God is not mute. Just remember.
How do we move from understanding to like loving and being able to like make space for you? What does that look like?
Yeah, sure. Honestly, like I was talking about earlier, understanding. You said what was your question?
So you said that there's a level of like, you don't have to accept us, you don't have to tolerate us, I just want to understand us. But I'm not content with that. How do I go past that? How do I?
I mean, I appreciate you for that. I mean, that is what we asked for, but like we said, there's a lot of Baylor kids, a lot of Baylor classes. They're more than willing to come to our Friday services, just like how we are here at your guys' service today. You guys are more than welcome to come to any of our services on Friday. We welcome people with open arms. If you ever need to talk, you ever have any questions, we're always there. So, other than just understanding, yeah, if you want to come and participate as well, see what we're about, how we do our service, how we go about our prayers, that's one way to help understand a little bit more and kind of go beyond just, realizing that we're there and understanding.
And another thing is you always have a friend who has an opinion. And they listen to Fox News maybe. Or search to Google the anti-Semitism or anti-Muslim or whatever. They go to Google site because there's everything you find. But what I tell you, and what is my suggestion, that if you see a woman wearing a headscarf, it doesn't mean she's oppressed. Because I tell you that we didn't make the picture of Mary. Christian did. Have you seen her without a scarf? No. Have you seen Jesus without head cover or without beard? No. So that doesn't mean if they follow their prophets, they're suppressed. So you can suggest and advise your friends, look, it doesn't mean nothing. If they're Muslim, so what? I'm a Christian, but our destination is one.
How funny that you should say that. We met some years ago. David Mosley here. This week I was in the hospital. It was a night shift. A young lady came in with her head covering and seemed ill at ease with me. I kind of made friends with everybody that, well, it's gonna make certain I don't die. But she seemed a little distant. And I mentioned your document. And that was a bridge. She was suddenly quite relieved, quite willing to speak back and forth. I think both our blood pressures went down. And there's not such a gulf. There should be friendship all around.
Yes.
And calling each other's names to our fellow humans ought to be a sign of peace.
Yes. And the biggest secret behind this, there's when preacher, the guy who claims to be a speaking word of God, call other religion names. It makes you wonder, is he really a preacher or is he a 10% businessman?
No, like you were saying, that's all it takes is one little thing that can really bridge that gap or that little barrier that you may have between one another. Like it goes back to understanding. If you have a little bit of knowledge, we're not asking you to know everything. Just a little bit of knowledge, it goes a long way every time.
Could I just throw in a final comment, and I'll try to be fast here.
Yeah.
Some years ago, I had a Jewish friend, very garlic, who was dying of cancer. And I mentioned to him that I had just become a Baptist. And he said, well, I guess you are going to send me to hell then. And I said, no, Larry, that's way above my pay grade. And we remained friends to the end.
That's awesome.
So when we talk about hell, just think for a moment. Jews is sending Muslims and Christians to hell than all others. Muslims are doing the same thing. Christians are doing the same thing. So, and we believing that our religion is the true religion. So, but we're still sending each other to hell. Guess where we all going? So let's not talk about it. Let's talk about heaven now. Quit sending each other to hell, you know? At least have a good feeling of good wishes. Send it to him, send it to me heaven.
Any other comments, questions?
Well, I'm very grateful and Cunningham and other that you have given us chances to listen to us. And this is the only way we can solve our problems, that we listen to each other and understand each other. I'm not here to convert you, neither I'm here to be converted. Our message as a Muslim is this earth, this universe belongs to God. We are His creature. Let's get along. Let's live in peaceful. If you don't like someone, at least don't say the bad things. Distance yourself and live your life peacefully. If you hate someone, if you speak hateful language, you are damaging your body. Please understand, you are damaging your body. And the health is the most precious thing which is given us by God. Go look at the hospital that people are suffering. So when you have the treasure, safeguard your treasure, and get hatred out of your body. Thank you very much for listening.